Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Vayechi. Do you believe in miracles? If you saw an actual biblical style miracle, would you believe what you were seeing? This was the challenge that Paro faced. He saw miracles frequently, but simply did not believe his own eyes. Believing what he was seeing would have required Paro to change his behavior and let the Jewish people leave Egypt. As our Torah portion winds down, we read that God said to Moshe, "Early in the morning, present yourself to Paro and say to him, 'The God of the Jews have said, let my people go to worship me. This time I will send all my plagues upon your person and your servants and your people, in order that you may know that there is none like me in all the world. I have spared you for this purpose, in order to show you my power, in order that my fame may resound throughout the world.'" The goal of these next plagues was bringing Paro to the realization that it is God who is all-powerful, and Paro was just a pawn and God's running the world. Moshe came to Paro and said, "You continue to thwart my people, and do not let them go. This time tomorrow I will rain down a very heavy hail, such as has not been in Egypt from the day it was founded until now. Therefore, order your livestock and everything you have in the open brought under shelter. Every man and beast that is found outside, not having been brought indoors, shall perish when the hail comes down upon them." In his explanation of this verse, the Cheskuni wrote, "God conducted the plagues in order to spread my fame in the whole country or on the whole earth." God continues to respond tit for tat, seeing that Paro had denied his existence. Not to acknowledge his power, God will now make sure that he will see how wrong he had been, and he would have to do so publicly. What's fascinating about God's approach to Paro is that it contradicts a fundamental principle of Judaism. We do not base our faith in God on miracles. The Rambam wrote, the Jews did not believe in Moshe because of the wonders that he performed. Whenever anyone's belief is based on wonder, says the Rambam, the commitment in his heart will have shortcomings, because it is possible to perform a wonder through optical illusion. All the wonders performed by Moshe in the desert were not intended to serve as proof of the legitimacy of his prophecy, but rather, says the Rambam, were performed for a purpose. It was necessary to drown the Egyptians, so he split the sea and sank them in it. We needed food, so he provided us with mun. We were thirsty, so he split the rock, providing us with water. Korach's band mutinied against him, so the earth swallowed them up. The same applies to all other wonders in the Torah. The Rambam explained that the Jewish people's faith in God comes from what happened at Har Sinai. What is the source for our belief in him, said the Rambam? The revelation at Har Sinai. Our eyes saw and not a stranger's eyes. Our ears heard and not another's ears. There was fire, thunder, and lightning. He entered the thick clouds. The voice of God spoke to him, and we heard, "Moshe, Moshe, go tell them the following." It is curious that Judaism puts little faith in miracles as a source of belief. Yet when God wants to demonstrate to Paro my power in order that my fame may resound throughout the world, God uses the miracles of the plagues. If God really wanted Paro to believe in him, shouldn't God have addressed Paro directly as he did the Jewish people at Har Sinai? In contrast to the Jewish people, though, at Har Sinai, God wasn't looking to develop a long relationship with Paro. God just needed Paro to believe in him enough to free the Jewish people. That just took some quick wonders to get Paro convinced for just a short amount of time. And then it didn't really make a difference what Paro thought. Shabbat Shalom.